What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a boost gauge. Now this boost gauge is an aqueous boost gauge. I got this at AutoZone. The reason I got this one is because it's about 30 bucks, which is fairly cheap, and I know they work because I've ran them in the past. Now I just installed my AFR gauge, which isn't fully installed. It's still in the box, but it's all wired up, ready to go. There it is. I'm still working on a place or a mount to mount my gauges, but while I do that, I'm going to quickly hook this up, and I figured I'd pick up the camera and show you guys how to do it, since I know a few of my subscribers have requested for me to do a video. But it's very simple. So what the kit comes with, it's these little crush washers. You should have 2 of them, and then you should have 2 of these, and then it comes with this little piece of rubber vacuum line. So this is what I'm going to be using in order to tap it into my intake manifold. Now it does come with this hard line that you used to get it from the intake manifold or the engine bay into the interior of the truck. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that vacuum portion I showed you, and I'm going to use one of these nipples down here where you see that blue plug. So I have that plug just for now, so there's no vacuum leak, but I'm going to unplug that one, and I'm going to put the rubber vacuum line onto there, and then from there it comes with the kit itself that I got. Comes with a little conversion in order to run this nylon line. So then I'm going to convert it to this, and then from here I'm just going to go through the firewall into the inside, and then this goes straight into the back of the gauge. This is the vacuum portion that it comes with. This is going to go into the little nipple I showed you guys, and then right here is the conversion into the nylon line. Now it's all twisted up because it's been like this packaged for a long time, but over time it shouldn't be as stiff like that. But now this is going to go into the intake manifold, and then this is tight. Just give it a little tug to make sure, because sometimes the crush washers don't really crush it as good as you think, and it pops off, and then you end up, 1, not reading the correct boost level, and then 2, having a somewhat of a vacuum leak. So that's just one thing to note. You could also probably put some glue on the outside if you don't plan on removing this, and that way you don't have any chances of it popping off or having a vacuum leak. Now this is what it's looking like. So you can see the little crush washer on the end. It's kind of out of focus. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but you can see the crush washer goes in first like that, facing the smaller part towards the end of the line, and then you have this, which is what screws into the back of the gauge, and then you grab it and you put it in the back of the cage somewhat like so you see it something like that. The crush washer should sit somewhat like that, and then you come and bring this, and then you thread it in, and then you are now good to go. Now you don't need to run any power or ground to this gauge. This just works with air pressure, but there is a power and a ground for a little light that is on the inside for when you're driving at night. Now I wouldn't recommend trusting that light or even using it. I'd probably try to switch to a LED bulb, which is what I'm going to be doing, just because of the fact that that bulb isn't bright at all and you can't really see it at all. Other than that though, this is a very solid gauge. It also reads vacuum. I know there's a lot of boost gauges out there that only read boost and not vacuum, but this is a vacuum and boost gauge. So now this is pretty much ready. I just did it like this to show you guys, but now I'm gonna have to take it apart. That way I can run the nylon line through the back of the dash. Alright, so I found a good spot over here on this grommet for the harness. I was going to go through here, but this is a heater cord and it's kind of difficult to get around it since it takes up that whole back section. But I just drilled a little hole right here, nothing too big, so it's going to fit tight, but it's not going to be too tight where it's collapsing the nylon and not giving me a correct reading. So now I'm just going to shove it through here, and then it should come out in the bottom footwell, and then from there I could round it up the dash and somewhere down there. Alright, so there you go. I have the gauges right there. So I just made this little cardboard piece to hold the gauges, and then Nathan actually thought of the idea of zip tying it right here. So now it gives us a place to see the gauges for now. I still don't know where I'm going to put the gauges, but this is just for now. I'm going to quickly drive the truck around the block and see what AFRs we're getting and how much boost we're making.